Here on the Ron Van Dam Show, our policy is anything goes.
Do not twist my nipples.
Okay, almost anything goes. You're listening to the Ron Van Dam Podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. Make yourself comfortable. I'll take it from here. You just shut up for 30 minutes and I shall fill you with wonderment. I would offer you a drink or a sandwich, but let's face it, this is radio. That doesn't happen. To get your own drink, your own sandwich, pretty much. Huh? You know, yeah. I feel like opening the show by just like saying like 40 times in a row, oh my God. I mean, like some type of teenager who's running rampant with words that mean nothing. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah, that's what I feel like. Also, my favorite word, which is the most annoying word in the English language right now, at least the use thereof, and that would be whatever. Whatever. That's what I also feel like saying, whatever. No matter what you say, whatever. Hey, bozo, your house is on fire. Whatever. Doesn't matter anymore. Speaking of fires, oh my God. People didn't used to talk like that. Lice that. There you go. I'm doing a talk show, and by mistake, I said lice that instead of like that. Perfect. Nice. Nice demonstration of mastery of the English language. The wildfires, they are wild in California. Holy crap. I mean, I cannot imagine. I live on the East Coast, the entire East Coast. I live on the whole thing. And apparently in the news last night, they said, we should be getting some of the smoke from the wildfires here on the East Coast. What? It's so prominent that it goes across the whole country. That's bad. Hello, that's bad. A lot of bad stuff going on. This Dr. Fauci, who's the leading expert on the virus, apparently, and man, what he's saying now is, and I believe him because you got to have an expert in something. This is an alternative to the White House. Even if the virus the vaccine comes out in order to deal with the virus, the vaccine may be only like 50 to 60% effective. What? When were you planning to tell me this? I've been looking forward to the vaccine. I figured as soon as that came out, the movie theaters would open, the bars would open, we'd be back to walking around. No. Only 50 to 60% effective. Well, I mean, it's better than nothing, but it wouldn't end the mask wearing or being careful or not doing the social distancing. I thought that would have taken care of it. So that was fairly disappointing to hear. Hopefully that won't be the case, and it'll be more effective than 50 or 60%. That's a 50-50. I'm in a 50-50 deal right now, to be honest with you. Hey, you want to talk to me? I'll take my chances. It's 50-50. I'm gonna catch a virus from you. Give me the vaccine. What are my chances now? 50-50. Oh, no. You don't understand what a vaccine is then. Anyway, I hope I misunderstood that. Do your own fact checking on your international highway of webinars. I don't know. I'm not proficient in any of this stuff. Zooming still scares me. I don't. It's not that it scares me. It's just I am unfamiliar with the concept of. The only time I've ever Zoomed was I watched the Brady Bunch when I was younger. And they had, I think there were 9 boxes on the screen. That to me, that's Zoom. That's as Zoom as I want to get. I don't want to be one of those boxes. That's for Marcia and Jan and Greg and Carol. I think I'm naming almost all of them. I don't want to miscommunicate the names of the rest of them. Alice was the maid. They had a maid. Nice. That's Zoom is for them, for the opening of a TV show. Other than that, no Zooming for me. Anyway, all right, I've got a great show for you today. I know I haven't proved it just yet, but we're going to do it. But first, I do have my restrictions here, as a matter of fact. And here are the rules of this particular program.
Ron Van Dam is an experienced talk show host.
True.
Do not attempt to try this at home.
Do not.
Some listeners may experience nausea or vomiting while listening to this show.
You all will.
Please consult with your doctor or psychologist before listening to this program.
That's right.
The Ron Van Dam Show is not intended for listeners who have had a history of high blood pressure or acid reflux.
God, no.
Women who are pregnant should stay at least 20 feet away from the radio speaker
60.
and should avoid listening to the show for more than 2 hours at any one time.
Certainly.
The Ron Van Dam t-shirts should never be worn in conjunction with the Ron Van Dam pants, unless it is after Memorial Day or before Labor Day. But even then,
yeah.
Please refrain from loud conversation, as this may be disruptive to others nearby who are trying to listen to this program. Your enjoyment of the program may vary. It may vary greatly. Please enjoy the show.
Very, very nice. If you adhere to all of my requests, then I shall continue with the program. Otherwise, it stops right here, okay? I don't understand something. Help me along, will you, please, in your silence, like a monk? I don't understand CVS. It's a conglomerate. It's like they're all over the place. I talk about them frequently because they are such a target. They're all over. I don't care where you live. There's a CVS across the street. They're putting Starbucks out of business, man. They're all over the place. They actually give flu shot. By the way, get a flu shot. Seriously. Just shut up and get one. I don't need crap from you. Get a flu shot now. I mean, not now, after the show. CVS gives them. They also give pneumonia shots. They give everything. And I guess when there's a virus vaccine, they'll have that too. But right now, this is where I get my prescriptions. If you're over 40 years old, you have a prescription for something that isn't quite right with your body. That's just a thing of getting old, I suppose. So we rely on these pharmacy chains to keep us healthy. So when I call them up on the thing called the telephone, I expect them to answer the phone. But they do not. And I don't know if it's just the one near me. I don't think so. I think it's all of them. Because I've gone into CVS's in other states, and they're busy as hell. But yet they have like no employees. So I thought I would make that my story of the day.
Okay, get comfortable, everybody. It's time for one of Ron's funny stories.
Well, it's not so funny, actually. I don't understand. Help me understand, okay? Help me understand this. I get a text from CVS. Now, if you're a CVS junkie, they send you texts. They remind you when your prescription is running out. I mean, they do everything but remind me to breathe, which I tend to do on my own. They send me a text and they say we've contacted your doctor and we're not getting a response about the refill of this particular thing that you take in order to stay alive. So and then all you can do is respond yes or no if they ask you a question. You can't say, well, what are you talking about? Well, what prescription is this? I mean, if you have any question about a text that they sent, you can't text them back and say, what the hell are you talking about? Or what should I do? Or what is this? You can't do that. It's just yes or no. So they say in the text, if you have any questions, call the pharmacy. Well, easier said than done. I call up my local pharmacy. Usually, the way it works in the movies is someone answers the phone and says, CVS Pharmacy, how may I help you? No. Instead, you get a recording. And it's a gentleman's voice, a robot gentleman, a fine, upstanding robot, with whom you're not supposed to have sex. Simply, they direct your phone call, but they sound real. If you want the store, press 1. If you want the pharmacy, press 2. Then you press 2. If you're a subscriber, I have no idea what that means. Press 1. If you're missing 3 toes, press 2. If you want to speak to a pharmacy, press 46. By the time you get to 46, you've run out of your medication and you've basically passed out. So I press the proper buttons and they say a pharmacy assistant will be with you momentarily. Don't freaking lie to me like that. They won't be with me momentarily. They'll be with me when they damn feel like it. That's what they should say in the recording. Please hold for the pharmacy assistant. They'll be with you when they damn feel like it. Well, I used to hold it against CVS until I got so pissed that I went into the CVS, went to the pharmacy counter in order to chew them out, and I realized there's no one to chew. The pharmacy counter is worse than Grand Central Station. That's a big train depot in New York. Just so you know what my analogy is referring to. It's busy. They've got one person behind the counter, and it's a female, this particular one, and she has lost all her hair because she is just being pulled in every direction. There's a line of cars, about 3 or 4 cars deep, waiting at the pharmacy drive-through to pick up, drop off, whatever the case may be. There are 3 or 4 people standing in line at the counter, properly distant from each other, with the little markers on the floor like in grade school. Remember that? We're doing it again for different reasons. 3 or 4 people online there. The phone is ringing off the hook. They have a speaker behind the pharmacy counter that tells them continually how many people are in line, and you have 5 pharmacy calls on hold. This poor girl is like, what are you trying to do to her? Now I'm realizing it's not the store's fault. Corporate isn't hiring enough people. They have a pharmacist in the back feverishly filling prescriptions. They're coming in like crazy. And she's going nuts. And then they have another person, a third person, who does nothing but sit on the computer and try to figure out who's going to pay for these pharmaceuticals. She's looking everything up to find out if insurance covers all this stuff. 3 people working behind a counter with approximately 15 people waiting online somewhere or on the phone somewhere. 3 people can't handle that type of influx. And then I say to myself, Well, it must be lunchtime. It must be a busy time of day. Maybe I should come back when it's not so busy. Well, I found out it's always busy. The line never stops. The phone calls never stop coming in. They don't have enough people. So I get on the phone, and when I call CVS, and this is not an exaggeration, I'm on hold for 40 freaking minutes. 40 minutes of my life, by the way, I'm not doing anything anyway, but 40 minutes of my life I'll never get back. And I'll tell you something, had I stayed on the phone longer than 40 minutes on hold for a pharmacy assistant, quote unquote, I don't think they would have ever picked up the phone, ever. So I call CVS back and I ask for the store manager because there's no hold for that. Store manager gets on the phone after about 2 minutes. Sounds like it's a guy this time. Sounds like he's maybe 25, maybe on a good day. And I tell him my experience that happens almost on a daily basis, and I'm exasperated. But it's not like I can go to another pharmacy. They're all busy as hell. But they're vital organizations. So I say to this manager, I said, man, what the hell's going on in your place, man? How can a customer of yours be on hold for 40 minutes to ask a question about a pharmaceutical? And if we go down there, we stand in line amongst other people. We shouldn't be standing in line with other people inside of a store. What's going on with that place? Is corporate not hiring enough people? And he said, sometimes you can wear them down really quickly, these employees. You can wear them down really quickly by siding with them. And I did side. I said, don't they give you enough money to hire? And he said, well, you should really call corporate. We do the best we can with the number of people we have, but we only can have a certain number of people. I said, okay, I think I know what you're saying to me. What is the number for corporate? And they give it to me. Well, I hang up with this guy and I call corporate. And I'm on hold for no longer than like 2-3 minutes. They don't screw around at corporate. Well, I'm not picking up my drugs from corporate anyway, so there's not that long a wait list. I'm pissed. I have pissed my pants. But I'm not going to change them yet. I'm going to wait and take care of this problem. I speak to this guy who sounds like he's no older than 25. Sounds like the guy I spoke to at the local branch. I guess at my age, I should not expect that I'm going to be speaking to somebody my age. I've got to get over that. I'm older than 25, and I'm not going to be speaking to someone my age or older. I'm going to be speaking to someone younger, and I need to understand that for the rest of my life. It's not easy to swallow. It's like a horse pill, but it is what it is. So I speak to this 25-year-old guy named Sean. I don't know if guys should be named Sean. I'm not sure. Any name that could be a boy or a girl's name. Why did you do that? I like the name Chris, but I don't know what gender you are simply by your name. It's not working. Anyway, I explain my situation to Sean. He's extremely apologetic. And he says, well, it is true that the store cannot just simply hire as many people as they want. They have their budget has to be approved by corporate, and we will make a note of that. We will speak to the store manager. We will see what arrangements we can make, and I will speak to someone here at corporate. And we're getting these kinds of complaints from every branch, from every place. It is a problem right now. And I said, Sean, it sounds like you're nothing but a corporate customer service person. I get it. I'm not going to call corporate and speak to the president of CVS, whose name is probably Bob CVS, who probably is my age. I'm not going to speak to him or her. I'm only going to get you, Sean. And I think your only purpose, Sean, is to hear people complain to your face of which you can't do anything about. So I'm just unloading. Your job is to hear me unload. My job is to unload upon you. It's like I'm taking a giant crap on your face. I need to go to the bathroom. I got to crap somewhere. Might as well be on Sean's face. Sean may even enjoy it in a sexual way. I hang up the phone and I say to myself, do I feel satisfied now? And the answer is no. I feel worse. There is no resolve to this problem. I shall, for the longest time now, not be serviced properly. It's just a fact of life. You know, there was a time in my life where I made a difference. If I called and complained, things were resolved. No longer. Now the answer is pretty much, they're not saying it to me, but they're pretty much saying, live with it, bozo. Just learn to live with it. Not a happy time. Not a happy camper. And that's my funny story.
And that was another funny story from Ron. Wait, that was supposed to be funny? Wow.
I know. Well, I have a great guest that is going to be joining me momentarily. And, well, we're going to speak to our guest right after this.
Gentlemen, you know that when you decide to get engaged, you'll be making one of the most important investments of your life. Think about it. From the moment you get down on bended knee and present the ring, how much you actually love someone will be judged solely on the size of the stone you buy. And not just by the one you love, but by literally everyone she knows. And strangers. At Schlickashek Jewelers, we know that when you're about to cough up what amounts to a few months' rent to obtain the exclusive naming rights to a vagina, you want to be able to be sure that you've made the best choice. So if you've decided it's time to staple gun your man tackle to a single hitching post and to never be able to experience the simple joy of a meaningless hookup without handing over half your stuff, come to Schlickashek Jewelers and see our amazing line of certified high-quality shallow female ego strokers. Take it from me, Herbert Schlickashek. I'm not just your local jeweler. I've been married 6.5 times. Vegas marriages, boys. Very easy to annul when the shrew goes south on you. And she will.
Jenni Newman joins us. She's editor-in-chief of Cars.com and certified child passenger safety technician. Not to make light of it, but I've often gone to the supermarket, put the grocery bags in the back of the car, and then gone in the house and forgot to bring the groceries inside. That can happen with children. I mean, it's a lousy introduction, but I think it's a good example.
I think it's a great example because, you know, accidentally leaving a child in a car is just that. It's an accident, right? And
yes.
So it's really important that we talk about this to raise awareness. We're all busy. We're all a little bit stressed, especially right now with the COVID-19 pandemic going on. And so it's easy to forget one of the most important things in your life, right? Which is maybe that sleeping baby in the back seat.
Yeah. When the children are fussing and making noise, that's obvious. But yeah, if they're quiet, we can even, and we're talking about safety in cars for children here, but this happens with animals all the time too, because if they're quiet, you kind of forget you put your dog in the back of the car. They're not always there. And yeah, it's the same kind of thing. Are we all going a little bit more nuts right now? Is that what's going on?
I think we're all I think we're all just a little stressed and busy, and you know, it's hard to put a fine point on it. Of course, there's really two ways that this can happen, where a child dies because of being left behind in a car or being left in a car. You know, the first is the parent forgetting, right, for whatever reason, accidentally forgetting to get the child out whenever they've arrived at their destination. Yes. The other is kids will climb into unlocked cars. I mean, unlocked cars have so many cool things, buttons, they have a horn. There's so much to play with and do that, you know, some toddlers and a little bit older kids can climb into the car, they can shut the door, but then sometimes they can't get back out again, right? And if the parent doesn't know, often the car is not the first place that a parent is going to look for their child. So, you know, one of the things that we want people to do is, even when you're at home, we want you to lock your car and put those keys up high so kids can't get into them. So they can't get the keys and they can't get into the car.
Yeah. That's a good point. And it only has to happen once, and then you got a tragedy, and you can't go back.
Exactly.
I know that the summer months, summer months are behind us in parts of the country. It's still very, very hot, and this still can happen, but it's not always a weather thing either. It's just, I mean, being trapped is horrible for a child.
Well, and I think yes, you know, summer is waning here, right? And the temperatures are cooling, but this can still happen in 50 and 60 degree days. Yeah. You know, the inside of a car heats up very quickly. If you've ever sat and waited for a spouse, for instance, or your partner to run inside to the grocery store, and you've been left in the car with no keys, you know how fast the inside of that car can get uncomfortable. And children are much more susceptible to heat than adults. So it's really critical that, you know, we recognize that this is really, can be a year-round, this tragedy can happen year-round, and that we work to prevent it all year.
Yeah. It's funny, a lot of people aren't that busy right now because a lot of jobs have been cut or things are a little confusing, but people aren't sleeping. They're getting a little, I mean, you know, it's happened to me every once in a while. Just like, why did I walk into this room? I wanted to get something. Now I can't remember what it was. You just don't know. But let's turn the corner on this, because technology might be catching up to this problem, I understand.
Yeah, it really is. Some automakers are stepping up in a big way. Over the last few years, automakers have been releasing in-car technology to help parents remember when they put something in the back seat, whether that's a child, a pet, frankly, or it could even be your groceries, depending on how you'd use it. Yeah. This technology, it's called Rear Seat Reminder. And a good example of it is in the new 2021 Honda Odyssey minivan, right? And what it does is, if you open the door at the beginning of the trip, but you don't open it when you know, turn off the car and end the trip, it's going to flash a reminder at you in a couple spots in the instrument panel and also the multimedia system to let you know to check the rear seat. And then what's really cool is Honda has this in-cabin camera system in its higher level trims, and it displays an image of the rear seat. And so you get that as you've parked the car, let's say, you're gathering all your things, and you look at the multimedia screen and you'll see that perhaps there's a sleeping infant back there. So it's really great to see automakers rise to meet this issue. Very good.
And again, I mean, yeah, we're concerned about humans, but pets also, same scenario.
Sure. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. This can help not only little ones, you know, our little guys, but also our pets too, should you put a dog in the back seat.
Okay. And I guess this technology will increase accordingly in many automakers, I would assume.
Yeah, a lot of automakers have committed to making this technology standard in a couple of model years. So you'll start to see this even further up through the lineup, which is really exciting. But it's great to see, you know, automakers step up now and get ahead of it, because this is really a preventable tragedy.
All right. So Honda actually has already gone into action with this.
Correct. Yeah, and as well as, you can find it in cars from GM, Nissan, Hyundai, and Kia. So it's starting to show up in a lot of different cars out there.
Yeah, good. I'm scared about this driverless car thing someday, where you put your kid in the car and tell the car, "You gotta bring the kid to school and then come back." I mean, like, whoa! I hope I don't live that long. Well, that was a horrible thing to say, actually.
Well, that's a ways off. So I think you got a little ways to go on that one.
Thank you. I can live a little bit longer. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Exactly. Right. You are welcome.
Thank you. I knew this was going to be good in the long run. Jenni, thank you so much. Again, where can we go for more information about these ideas?
For more on the Honda Odyssey minivan, go to Honda's website. And for more information on car news and car reviews, go to cars.com/news.
Yeah, congratulations on that, by the way. Man, that's impressive. I wish I was. I wish I had your job. That's nice. Okay.
It's a really fun job. I'm not going to lie. I love it.
I don't blame you. Okay, have yourself a wonderful day, and thanks so much, Jenni. Well, that will do it for me today. You have been wonderful through all of this. If I could congratulate you, I would, but to be honest with you, not worth the time. I'll be back again on Monday with a brand new show. Oh yeah. Will you join me then? Mark it on your calendar. Pencil me in. Actually, pen me in. Pencil you can erase. Don't do that. Pen me in. All right. See you then. I mean it. You come now. Come on now. I'll see you Monday. Come on. I'll be there.